Welcome back, everyone, to the Internet Culture Podcast. We are joined today by Cyril and Nuckwit, our normal host, links in the description, and we are playing a game called Friends vs. Friends. With that, I think we can actually start. Friends vs. Friends is a game where you play with cards, and it's basically just a normal shooter. It's just a lot like Valorant. Valorant on crack, kind of.
But with cell shading, like Borderlands style.
Yeah, with Borderlands, cell shading, and poker. It's actually a really good game. I recommend checking it out. It is literally $5. So, you don't got $5, I know you're capping.
Or you can go on G2A and get it for $2.
Yeah, G2A Global key is actually $2. So, definitely check this game out. I want to make this game pretty active. Also, I will recommend, if you are going to buy it, do buy it on Steam, because I think it goes more direct to the creators. But I don't actually know. I don't know. Maybe G2A is good for creators. I've actually never looked into it enough. Bro. That is the worst card to have right now.
Yeah, with barbed cards. Oh, shoot.
But yeah, so we got some very good topics today. I focused up like a for real gangsta. Man, it feels good to be a gangster. But I focused up. We got some big topics today, some topics that are important, some topics that I'm passionate about. And the first topic is one that I'm probably not passionate about, so we're going to start it on a funny note, a little bit of a funny note. Not very funny note, but also kind of funny note. It's going to be talking about the Twitch meta for being nude. Yeah, that's not a joke. Yeah. This is not a joke, okay? This is not a joke. Yes, you can literally be naked on Twitch. And we've talked about this before. That last time it was more of a joke, and now it's more of a serious thing. Like, it's actually unfortunate. It's really sad, really. Like, it's just sad.
Yeah.
I mean, so basically what you do is if you go to the Twitch homepage and you go to recommended, you will just see many people. Dude, he's the one that has more health. Dude, I'm getting clapped because you're, like, not even getting injured, bro. He might be the best character.
I'm playing the guy with, oh, I am? I didn't even mean to do that. I think it's over, Brody. I think it's over.
Yeah, it is, bro. It's so over. I sucked that game. But anyways, the first topic, back to it, is the policy for being nude on Twitch is changed. You can now basically just be entirely nude, which is actually kind of crazy. It's actually crazy, and it's actually demented that it's allowed on Twitch. But if you go to the Twitch recommended, which I can do for you right now since I'm actually not in the game, we're going to be playing with Nuckwit. You'll see a lot of times on this recommended page right here, recommended channels, there will be recommended hot tubs and pool streams. And on those hot tub and pool streams, you will see just nudity. Nudity. Full nudity. There's a camera that is on someone's butt, a camera that is on someone's breast, and they are just playing a game, but their bra is green screened out, so it's technically gaming content, and they're bypassing everything. I don't know how they're getting away with this, and I don't know how we stop this. I made a whole video on it. I don't understand how we stop this from a Twitch perspective, but I do know one thing, and I'm tired of getting it recommended. Your game crashed?
Yeah, I'm back in though.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
I'll
reload on yours.
That they're going to implement a new policy soon regarding that, where you can't show nudity for more than 10 seconds or something.
Yeah, but the issue with that is it's gonna harm game people.
They're gonna
harm people that are
find workarounds.
They're gonna first off, they're gonna find workarounds, and then second, it's gonna harm people that are just there playing a game that has a little bit of nudity.
Oh no!
Like, imagine it's something that's not expected and it's in a game. There's always going to be workarounds for things, because technically the bots that are banning people, which, let's be honest, it's mostly bots because they can't pay a human staff. Like, they can't pay human staff to just go and sit and watch that, you know? Are going to be, like they're just going to be wrong, and there's going to be workarounds. And they're going to get recommended even though they shouldn't be. There should be an honest, I'm being so for real. There should be a way to check your identity, and 18 plus streams just shouldn't pop up at all unless you are over 18. And that actually kind of brings me into another point that I had specifically on the game, or on a recent legislator that has passed through Florida, which is if you're under the age of 14 and you have a social media account in Florida, your parents will get fined and possibly sent to jail. This is a bill that actually hit Ron DeSantis' desk and he approved.
That's actually insane. Wow.
Which can be very damaging for the internet as a whole, and can also it can also like hurt people. Like I know that I'm very much on board with, like, you know, keeping people safe from you know, things like this on the internet, but also I know plenty of 12, 13-year-olds that are perfectly mature enough to be on the internet. And actually, it's constructive for them to be on the internet because they're doing things like software engineering, or they are coding, or they're using social media to learn about things, like on YouTube, in the case of like YouTube Kids, or like stuff like that. It's really hard to just draw a line in the sand at 14 and say you can't do it. And I know in the past there has been things where, like, oh, if you're 13 or older, you have to check this box, but it's actually kind of crazy that it's getting to this point.
This is definitely an extreme. I don't know that it's definitely like this. Oh my gosh. I don't know that it's like horrible, because I feel like there should be an age limit for social media, but I think it's like you said, that there's definitely some benefits to social media, that like it's for like kids who are responsible, and kids, well, and not even responsible, but kids who like know what they're doing and aren't going to be harmed by that stuff, like by the by like the negative influences of the internet. It's just really sad because like it ruins it for everyone else. And and speaking on the Twitch thing, I think something has to be done. Like it's in a really horrible spot. Something has to be done, and I think really quick, which not quick enough that they have responded.
Yeah, they definitely haven't responded quick enough, and I agree with that. They just need I just don't know what is to be done, is my main issue with the Twitch thing. I can sit here and point out the issue with obviously showing children, you know, that type of content, but I don't know a solution to it either, which is the biggest hard part for me. Normally I can tell you, hey, yo, this is the solution for things like this, but there's not a cutthroat solution. Like, there's not a solution that doesn't take lots and lots of money for Twitch to fix this. There's just not one.
Oh yeah.
Which sucks. With that being said, I want to go ahead and slide over to our next topic that does kind of relate to Twitch. It's not going to be Twitch topics the whole time, but it does definitely relate to Twitch because of streamers. Jynxi and Clix are in a beef, and Clix did something to Jynxi that I just simply do not like. It's messed up. I think it's messed up. No matter what you think about OnlyFans creators, specifically in this situation, they shouldn't have that being pushed up against them, especially when they're in a relationship now. When I look at it, this situation, I actually should explain the situation real fast. This situation is Jynxi has been going through a pretty tumultuous relationships since he started streaming. He has gotten he's gotten emotionally involved with another streamer before in the past, and that relationship didn't end well because, in her own words, she couldn't take the fame of being Jynxi's girlfriend. She kept getting harassed, and people kept being really mean to her on her stream, saying she's clout chasing, etc. And so they just broke it off there, cut it clean off, which absolutely sucks. It's not fun to just lose a relationship like that. I mean, like, ultimately, like, it's just sad that happened. So
really I believe his audience kind of ruined it. Is more or less. I've seen a video, like, it's kind of happened a little while ago. Yeah, no, like, they kind of ruined it for him by just like harassing her constantly.
Yeah, they just harassed her. It's messed up. It's really messed up. But with that being said, the next relationship that he got into is with a creator called Brecky Hill. Brecky Hill is an OnlyFans creator mainly, and she goes on streams a lot. She goes on a lot of different people's streams to promote her OnlyFans, of course. Like, that's her bag. She's trying to make her bag. And whether you agree or disagree with OnlyFans, personally, I would not date someone with an OnlyFans. I also am married, so that also changes things. But I wouldn't want to be in a committed relationship with someone that is an OnlyFans creator. I'm just not gonna lie.
I think it's just about it, yeah.
It just would cause a lot of jealousy that I'm not ready for. I'm not gonna lie. And if you want to call that me weak for that, I would totally take that ultimately. I mean, I think that in the case of this, I would be considered weak by a lot of people for not wanting to date someone with the OnlyFans. And but at the same time, you know, OnlyFans just doesn't align with my values. I don't want an open relationship. I don't want someone to see my significant other, you know? Did I not kill you too?
No. I think you
Bro,
killed
I
yourself.
had self-destruct.
Oh, dang, that's sick.
But yeah, it was just pretty crazy. I don't know. Let me continue the situation, dude. I'm freaking rambling. I need to figure out how to stop rambling on podcasts like this. But yeah, so Brecky is was on a streamer named Clix's stream. Clix, if you don't know who that is, he's a Fortnite creator. He's a huge Fortnite creator. He's not even known for just Fortnite anymore. He's kind of known as just being the guy. He's a good-looking guy, and he's a good-looking guy that plays Fortnite is the point. And Brecky was on his stream, and at one point during the stream, he uses a permanent marker and writes on her breast, use code Clix, and takes a picture of her breast and posts it on his Twitter. During this, obviously, this was before their relationship.
That's weird,
but
bro. What?
Clix goes ahead and posts this after Jynxi is in a relationship with Brecky Hill. Kind of like feels like he's kind of like being like you know, like yo, this my girl before yours or something type beat. But the point is that like I think it's messed up. I think it's messed up to do that. It's always gonna be messed up to do that. I mean, you know that your friend, your so-called friend, is in a committed relationship with this girl, and you're posting her boobs out. You know, I mean, and it wasn't bare-breasted. It wasn't anything like that, but it definitely was, you know, something that you don't want to see. You know, it's not something that you expect of a friend, and so Jynxi, for good reason, is just mad at Clix. So like, I don't know. I just want to know your guys' opinion on that. I'm really rambling. I feel like my brain is not working correctly today.
Walked into the game. So, I think it's really messed up. I honestly, I don't think any friend does anything like that. Like, I think that's some fake friend type shit, in my opinion. Like that's just really messed up. And you know, I mean, like they say, like I would say even like just as a friend, like unless you left on really good terms, just like dating your friend's ex even is like a weird thing. But like that's like a whole nother level.
They're not even exes, is the thing.
Right. And like
just...
that's like a whole nother level. That's weird to me. I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. What do you think about that, Nuckwit?
Bruh, he posted like her boobs on his thing.
Not necessarily her boobs, but like they were not out in the sense of out like fully, but they were like in a bra
he wrote on them.
out, and he wrote on them, you know.
I mean, that's a little messed up.
It's
if
his
they're friends. Yeah, that's a little messed up. I don't really have anything else to say about that. Just that's a little messed up, you know.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, you know, they haven't been in a relationship for a while, but I'm sure that's very annoying if you are Jynxi. That's just. I mean,
well, yeah, Jynxi didn't like it.
Huh?
Jynxi definitely didn't like it. I can tell you that. He was very visibly angry.
Yeah, no. I would be too if someone posted that. If I was dating that person, but I'm not.
Dude, I'm committed. I'm switching my character. This character, the sentries are not useful anymore. I think they're kind of a little.
Yeah,
gimmicky.
They're not the best. They die really quick.
Yeah, I think his sentries are a little gimmicky. Now that I'm looking at it. But yeah,
anyway,
it's just messed up.
I feel like that's good. I feel like that's good enough on that topic.
Yeah, for sure. I think the next topics we're going to talk about is the Kendrick Drake situation, and then we'll roll that into the next topic after that.
Oh, yes. Okay, so... Oh, I might have Brody on accident. So, for those of you who don't know about the Kendrick Drake beef that's going on right now, basically there's a civil war in hip hop going on right now, guys. A freaking civil war. We haven't seen something like this in years, like big beef like this in years. You know, it's so basically, if you guys don't know, like earlier, either this year or last year, I think it was last year, when For All the Dogs came out by Drake, there's a song, First Person Shooter, which featured J. Cole. So it was J. Cole and Drake, which are two really big names, people you would not think would collab. And basically in this song, you know, in J. Cole's verse, he says, you know, who's the best? Is it Kendrick? Is it K. Dot, which is Kendrick? Is it Aubrey? Is it me, which is Drake? So he's saying, is the best one J. Cole, Drake, or Kendrick? And he says, we're the big three. We started this together. So he's like, there's no beef because we're just the best. We're all the best. Well, in this new Future Metro Boomin album, Kendrick starts his verse by talking immediately about For All the Dogs, or talking immediately about First Person Shooter, saying For All Your Dogs getting buried in a pet cemetery. I mean, he is going in, and he's just dissing them left and right. And he says, and I quote, "Fuck the big three, it's just big me." So he immediately shuts down anything that J. Cole was stating about the big three being all of them, and he's just like, it's literally just me. You are not on my level. Which is just a crazy statement to make. His entire verse is just dissing Drake and J. Cole. I was talking about For All the Dogs mainly, and it's just honestly just a crazy verse. And actually, so basically what happened after that is people were looking online at the names of the songs on this new Future Metro Boomin album called We Don't Trust You, and all of the song titles like are a response to like a Drake song title. Like they all fit in. So it's like Drake has a song called Slime You Out on For All the Dogs, and then like one of the tracks on the new Metro Boomin album is called Slimed In. And like you know, it's just like For All the Dogs has like that song IDG wait, I don't get it. Yeah, IDGA, like I don't give a fuck. And on the new album they have what? WTFYM question mark, which is what the fuck you mean. And like literally all the songs, they just kind of match up. It's honestly so crazy. And so, you know, people have been looking at it, and basically there's kind of a rap civil war going on. Kendrick, Future, Metro versus, you know, Future and J. Cole. Or not Future and J. Cole, sorry. Drake and J. Cole.
Yeah.
So it's honestly really interesting because like something like this hasn't happened in hip hop in a long time. And
Metro's diss on Drake goes hard.
Honestly, no. Well, the whole album's the whole album is a diss on Drake. He knew what he was doing, bro. And
yeah,
and you know, and when people were talking about there's Drake starting beef. Basically, the entire reason they're starting the beef with Drake is because Drake sneak disses people all the time in his songs, and so they're like, okay, we're gonna hold you accountable. Is literally what Kendrick says at the start of his verse, and then that's why they're going in on Drake, is because Drake disses people all the time and no one does anything about it. So they're like, we're gonna hold you accountable, and that's basically what this is. It's really honestly crazy to see. So yeah, do you guys have anything to say about that? I think it's pretty crazy.
Not a ton. I just really enjoyed the dissing, dude. I love this. I love this, bro. I think the biggest diss that we've had recently, and this is not even comparable to the diss that we're seeing on this scale, is the freaking Eminem Machine Gun Kelly diss. Like that's the last time we saw like a big diss, you know. And now we're actually seeing a big diss on like creators that are like, or like music artists that are like literally the biggest right now.
No, it's honestly so crazy.
Like it's not like Machine Gun Kelly who's rising and like Eminem who's for the most part out of his prime, you know. Like we're seeing like fully established artist at the top, the big three for real, actually. Like this aside, actually the big three.
Right.
Dissing each other, which is crazy. And Drake's gonna come back with something, and I'm amazed to have this be seen. J. Cole.
I'm excited
the thing about J. Cole is that he wasn't dragged into this because he's friends with Drake. For a long time, it's been J. Cole and Drake. You know. I mean, look at their whole thing. Like, J. Cole isn't, like, somebody who's just getting dragged into this, which is one thing that I keep seeing is J. Cole got dragged into this. Well, no, not necessarily, because he's been supporting Drake's actions, you know?
No, right. I mean that started. I think why they say J. Cole got dragged into it too is just because like he was like an offhand target in the beef, in that like they were mainly going for Drake, but because he was on first-person shooter, they're like, all right, fine, we'll dish you too, which is pretty. I mean, you know, they were like, I think like I saw. I think it was Kendrick, or maybe it was Drake, but someone said you have to pick a side. It's like, or something like that. It was kind of crazy. It was like, it's time you got to pick a side because like things are about to go down, and like it's really cool because they're finally bringing back the competitive nature in rap and in hip hop that they haven't had in a long time, and it's really nice to see. Because if you think about it, dude, back in the day, you know, used to always be some sort of competitive nature in hip hop. I mean, you got Biggie versus Tupac. You got all sorts of stuff like
big.
that.
I mean, it's making things more interesting for sure. I enjoy this a lot.
Honestly, I think it's literally just part of like, you know, how the genre is supposed to go and how the art form kind of is. That was crazy. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see where it goes from here. And then, you know, of course, Kanye had his 2 cents to put in. And what he says is that he's better than both Drake and Kendrick, and that was his take on it, and it was stupid. It was kind of stupid. He had a post, you can look at it on Instagram, basically. He had a post where he's like, yeah, my song No More Parties LA with Kendrick, I watched Kendrick. I did way better than him. And then...
Bro, it's just a century battle.
Oh my god, bro.
No! How low were you?
I had like 39, I think.
Oh my gosh, bro. I had 3 centuries on you there. I need to change my character. I forgot to change him. Dude, those freaking centuries are not good.
Yeah, they're so bad. I just got a new guy. But, yeah, anyways, yeah, Kanye threw himself in there. So I'm just excited to see where it goes. And, you know, yeah, I feel like, unless you guys got something to add, I feel like that's a pretty good cover on what's going on.
No, honestly, it is. It is. I think it is a great cover, and I want to talk about some much more important topics, or not important, but like darker topics. So with those topics, I'm glad that I kind of got kicked out for a second because I need to be focused up here for a second. I need to lock into this podcast talking. Okay, so here is the topics. The topics are Sneako and Ryan Garcia, and I have to talk a lot about both of these characters to fully understand what's going on right now. If you haven't been on Twitter for every second of your life, you'll not know much about the Ryan Garcia situation. And ultimately, it's not a situation until it became a situation. So, Ryan Garcia went on a Twitter live space, which means that basically a bunch of people talk almost in a live format, but it's just them talking, not them streaming entirely. He was talking to, it's almost like a public Discord call. That's what it's exactly like, actually. That's a perfect comparison. It's a public Discord call. And in this public Discord call, he talks about Bohemian Grove. If you don't know what Bohemian Grove is, it's something similar to Epstein's Island. If you don't know what Epstein's Island is, it's just a place where a lot of billionaires do a lot of bad things. And in this situation, he supposedly got invited and went to Bohemian Grove. Are you guys gonna play it? Sorry, I saw that the Discord thing go off. You stopped streaming.
It broke. We're fixing it.
Oh, okay.
It like wouldn't let you invite each other, so we're just restarting.
All good. Yeah, no, all good. Okay, anyways, in this Bohemian Grove situation though, he was supposedly made to watch bad billionaires do bad things, and a lot of people thought he was going crazy. He's Christian, and he said, he didn't want to go there is the point. He didn't want to go there. He got forced to go there, and the billionaires were doing bad things, and he got basically strapped down to watch them do these bad things, almost indoctrinating him into this cult is what it would be, if this is true.
Right.
People thought that he was going crazy. He started to get a lot of threats, a lot of things going wrong with him, and with that being said, he said he's coming out with these things because it doesn't align with his values and he's Christian. With that being said, Ryan Garcia is going through a very rough time in his life right now. He lost he was on a victory streak, a long victory streak, and he felt like he was untouchable. And he lost against a man named Tank. Tank is just a better boxer than him. That's just how it ended up working. He's just a better boxer than him. Ryan Garcia wasn't ready to go up against him, but he lost his undefeated record, and it's shocked him. So a lot of people are just saying that he's going crazy because of the fame, because of things that happened. With that being said, there could be a little bit of truth in what he's saying. But now we got to talk about the Sneako side of this situation to understand why Ryan Garcia responded to Sneako in the way that he is. He's kind of going on a campaign against anything that is anti-Christian values, is basically it. He's done a lot of things. He's called out a lot of people. And so Sneako goes on a podcast about a year ago and talks about how the taking of communion in Christian culture is weird. He says, "Oh, I'm eating Christ's body. I'm drinking Christ's blood. This is satanic." He says it's satanic to take communion, which if you are a Christian, you'll understand that it's obviously not satanic to take communion. That's not what it is. It's not meant to do anything except honor our Lord and Savior. That's what it's supposed to do. Sneako goes out and says this, and Sneako also has his own load of issues because Sneako was confirmed Catholic. He knows that communion is not that.
Right.
And he goes and says that. He was confirmed Catholic, and then for a while he turned agnostic. Then he started making fun of Muslim people, and then he became Muslim.
Right? Yeah, okay. I
personally am...
I'm not working Nuck on Steam.
I am personally of the mindset of Sneako joined Islam because he was getting so much hate from Islam that was the only way out of it. That is the only way that I can see him converting when he was so against it. And that is very conjecture, and I'm not going to lie, it is conjecture. But to a certain degree, he takes the easy way out in a lot of situations, and I think it was the easy way out in this situation. With that being said, Ryan Garcia, after Sneako says these bold claims, Ryan Garcia says, "I will knock you out. I'm going to hurt you. Come spar with me. I'll do you worse than Sean Strickland did." Sean Strickland was also in a fight with Sneako at one point, beat him up real bad. Didn't knock him out, but beat him up real bad. And it was in a sparring session. Sean Strickland is also a great UFC fighter. But Ryan Garcia says, "I'll do worse than Sean Strickland." That is the gist of the situation there. And I just want to say, to Ryan Garcia, prayers going out for him because clearly he's going through a rough time in his life. Whether the claims are true or not, it's a rough time regardless. So prayers got to him. And for Sneako, if you can really humble yourself and apologize for that, I honestly don't even care that you said it because it was a year ago and it was a long time ago. And I know you know better. I think he's just trying to get clips, which is the nature of the current streaming as a community is you got to try to get clips.
And Sneako's always played dirty too. Let's be honest. So like it's not surprising. I mean, yeah, you know. So he was making fun of Ryan Garcia. Is that what you said?
He was making fun of Christianity.
Oh, due to the Ryan Garcia thing, or are they unrelated?
No, Ryan Garcia is combating that. He's saying,
okay.
"Hey, yeah."
I see what you mean. Okay. I really think, honestly, I think Ryan Garcia is struggling with his mental health right now.
I agree.
From everything I've seen. But I do think like there's some truth to what he's saying because this is not new claims. People have said stuff about this kind of stuff forever. You know, they've been talking about like, you know, Bohemian Grove and all sorts of stuff like that for a long time. I don't think Bohemian Grove is said to be even active anymore.
Yeah,
but I think that like it was more or less just a case of like I think it's just a case of his mental health going downhill and like him reaching a breaking point at the same time, where he just starts saying a bunch of stuff. And I don't think it's not true. I think some of what he says has some truth to it. But when he like starts going on about other stuff, like the other day he was going on about time travel. It's like when you're like saying that kind of stuff too, it's just like, you know, I mean like.
I think he's just trying to attach himself to a conspiracy theory to gain relevance again.
Yeah, really? You think that's what it is for Ryan Garcia?
To a certain degree, yeah.
Because I think
I'm not trying to be
he
mean,
really
but
believes these things.
I think he truly believes these things, and he's in a mental health crisis for sure. But there's also a lot to it. You know, I think there's also pride. I mean, there's no way that he's able to post a bunch of stuff on like Twitter without at least getting some like management involved, you know?
No,
Use
I
the
see what you mean.
freaking. No, you didn't. Okay. Bruh. But yeah, that's the big thing. It's a big issue for sure. It's a big issue. Ryan Garcia hopefully gets help that he needs. I mean, I don't know how to even help him at this point.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. And Sneako's a lost cause in my opinion. But I mean, keep working at it, right? But he is a lost cause.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if he was truly a Muslim, he wouldn't say these types of things, because even Muslims understand that Jesus was a prophet in their religion. So he wouldn't be saying anything to hurt Christianity or that in general, according to his own logic.
Right. I think I don't even think he actually is Muslim. I don't think he understands anything about Islam. I think he just kind of like, I don't think he ever reads the Quran. I don't think anything like that. I think he just kind of like,
he just says he is.
Oh, you know, this Islam is based, so I'm gonna be Muslim. Like, I think that's kind of what it is. Plus, we know he's like a big Andrew Tate, like low-key like copy. I'm like, not to be that guy, but like he low-key is like very similar to Andrew Tate in the way that he does things. And you know,
yeah, Sneako's been around a lot longer than Andrew Tate though too.
Right, but think about like after Andrew Tate showed up, think about the difference that he's had.
Yeah, there's a big difference.
So you know,
it's become more mainstream.
Right, definitely.
And then
do you have anything to add to that, Duckwit?
No, it's
a rough situation for sure.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's one last final topic, and it's the Diddy situation. I think we all kind of know kind of what the Diddy situation is. I accidentally invited. I'll just watch this one. No, we'll try to join Cyril's. Yeah, the Diddy situation. I know a little bit more about that than I did before.
Oh yeah.
But
it's
basically, Diddy was involved in diddling with kids, and
you're gonna have to join, Brody. It's not working for Nuckwit and me, because we're not friends in game.
It's working for
we have to
me
add
and
each
him.
other in game.
I'll play a game against. Hold up. I'll just invite both of y'all and whoever can join. But anyways, the Diddy situation. Basically, he's involved in diddling with some kids. It's a messed up situation, and he left the country. So he's very clearly guilty.
He tried to go to Costa Rica. Well, no, it's actually more than just diddling kids. He's also for beating women, and assaulting women too.
He
His
also
girlfriend of like 15 years, right?
Yeah,
like he's just a horrible guy.
He also hurt. He tried to take advantage of men in the rapping industry specifically, which is interesting.
Videos came out of him and Meek Mill too.
Yeah,
going at it. Meek Mill's a rapper, going at it. So
which is kind of gross. I mean, it's very gross, but it's a lot of people that are under him. Mainly people that are under him. Well, not in a literal sense, but under him in like a producing standpoint.
Right. And his neighbors actually said that he would literally bring. I saw a video of his neighbor saying that he would literally bring like limousines full of like girls like 13, 14 around that age. Like insane stuff. And I don't know if he was just like hopping on the cloud, which would be horribly messed up if he was. But, you know, it's honestly kind of crazy everything that's been going on, because even 5 years ago no one knew this kind of stuff. But it brings to light the fact that Diddy's been a horrible person, dude. Like, people in the industry have known and didn't do anything about it because either they were scared of what would happen, or, you know, Diddy's such a big name. I mean, it's kind of hard to combat someone like that. And a lot of times they just don't take each other out like that when in that industry, you know?
Yeah,
so
they really don't.
There's also stuff, you know, saying he groomed Justin Bieber and Usher. I mean, because think about it, he was touching kids. He has allegations of, you know, homosexual tendencies. Not even allegations. There's video proof. And you know, if he was a pedophile towards women and homosexual tendencies, you know, there was times where he spent 48 hours straight with Justin Bieber when he was like 15, and like in a room with just them. And it's just stuff like that. And it's like obviously, like Justin Bieber and Usher haven't commented on this stuff, But like this is like come on, you know. Now that we know these things about him, it's easy to assume that this couldn't have been a safe place for those kids. And so, you know, after you know, he was grooming Justin Bieber and Usher, and you know, we don't even know if he did anything worse than that. They haven't come to light and said anything. There's also things from like 4 years ago where like Kid Cudi said he blew up his car in an attempt to murder him after they got in an argument. And so it's just stuff like that, bro. Like this guy is absolutely unhinged. But yeah, I had to go on a little rant.
This is the worst than the freaking Dan Schneider stuff, man. Like almost above that level.
Oh yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, it's probably worse.
Well,
but at the same time, it's different as well.
I know it's
bigger names, but like maybe not as many. I honestly don't know, but he just showed he was guilty by trying to flee the country, and his girlfriend of 15 years has been speaking out about it now. So like, honestly, it's just horrible.
Oh my gosh, that shotgun should not have that range. You were like, oh, they were so far away from me. But anyways, yeah, that's the last topic we have for you guys. So hopefully you guys have an awesome day. And yeah, see you beat ups later.
Love
Great
you.
podcast.